Alright guys, so this video is going to help you get a better understanding of some statistics that you can and you should run. They're required for you to run these really simple statistics at the end of your energy expenditure project as a part of your results section. So the first thing I'll do is flip over to my browser, and you can see I'm on your Moodle page here, and at the bottom I have a ton of stuff uploaded here for you to kind of help you along with the statistics. I know the statistics can be a little scary, but a couple tools here can make it really, really easy. The first resource I'm going to point you towards that you really should use, because it's very, very easy. It's a downloadable free tool, and the juniors and seniors in 401 and 402 are actually using this. It's called JASP, and so you can click on the link. It'll send you the website. You can say download. If you have Windows, you have a Mac, it doesn't matter. It's got both versions. So you download that, you install it on your computer. It's real easy. And I have the instruction manual for JASP right here. It's a PDF. And there we go. And if you scroll to the table of contents, you are going to be most interested in comparing two related groups: paired sample t-test, Wilcoxon sign rank test. These are the only two that you need, and if you scroll to page 38, which we'll do right now, let's see, page 38. Comparing two related groups, it kind of explains to you exactly what the test does. Standard error of the means differences, that's standard deviation. And it tells you here that the null hypothesis, that means that nothing changed at all. We talked about that earlier in the semester. It describes the test and exactly how to set up the test, right, in detail. And I said that's the only thing you're going to need to know or do. Those are the statistical tests for whether or not you got a difference. You also are going to need to run descriptive statistics to give us an idea of the participants. So that's on page 8, and you can look at that, and it'll tell you how to run those. You can also run descriptive statistics on your test data too. So I'll show you how to do that in just a second here. But this is the instruction manual. We'll flip back to Moodle, and that can really help you out. If you want to have a better understanding of these statistical tests, what the paired sample t-test is actually looking at, and the Wilcoxon rank sign test, you can click on these. This website, Laird, that it'll send you to is awesome. It's got all sorts of information, and it tells you in really simple terminology exactly what you're testing. It does reference SPSS. That's another program that we're not going to use. But if you want a little bit more information and have a better understanding, which can help you describe your results a little bit better, I suggest reading up on that. If none of this works for you and you just want to stick with Excel, I have instructions on how to run several tests in Excel here. The t-test, the Wilcoxon rank sign test. And an alternative test, it's a little bit easier than the Wilcoxon rank sign test. It's called just simply the sign test. You can use those tools. I'm going to show you how to use JASP now. So we're going to flip back here. I have my subject data. I have another data set here. These are both in Microsoft Excel. So this one up here is my test data, and down here is my subject data. You probably all have these saved in the same Excel file, which is perfectly fine. Right? But I'm just going to take it in two separate files. It might make it easier for you to understand. So the first thing I want to know is, hey, here's all my subjects, right? And I want to know, the means and the standard deviations about age and height. That can help give your audience a better understanding of exactly who you were testing. Were you testing old people, young people, college-age people? Were you testing obese people? Who was it? Really tall people, really short people. So the first thing you have to do is you have to save your Excel document as a .csv, comma, separated values, right? So I'm going to save as, right now this is saved as an Excel document. Well, actually, I saved it previously as a CSV, but if this was an XLSX or an XLS, it would not work in JASP. You need to scroll down, and it should look fairly similar on your computer, and save it as a .csv. I'm going to save. I've already saved it. I'm just going to replace it so it's there. All right. It'll tell you that some of the formatting from Excel is going to be different in a .csv. That's fine. Do you want to keep the format? Yes. All right. I'm going to need to find JASP. I'm going to open JASP. Here we go. So there are a ton of things that this program can do. I'm just going to show you how to run. Let's go with some descriptive statistics. So I'm going to open. I'm going to go here and documents. So I'm going to grab my subjects. You'll see everything else is blanked out. It won't open it if it's not a .csv. It just won't. So I'm going to open this file. There it is. So there's my subject number, which I really didn't have to include because Excel does that for you, but that's okay. I am going to do descriptive statistics. Don't do the subject one because that's just the subject number. Age, height, weight. And look at that, right? Now, right here, it gives you this table. It says there's 10 subjects, right? Obviously, the mean of the subjects, the mean weight is 170, right? 170.6 with a standard deviation of plus or minus 25 pounds, right? That's all in pounds. The minimum and the maximum. Does the same thing with height and age. The cool thing about this program is copy, right? Just copy to my clipboard. Let me just open up a Microsoft Word document here. Ooh, look, it's an exercise prescription. There's a new document, and boop, boop, boop. There you go. It pasted your table. And you can edit this if you really want to. If it were me, I would add all the borders. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but this is definitely something you would want in your results section. All right. So let me go ahead and minimize that. So there's your descriptive statistics, right, for your subjects. What if I want... Now I want to look at my test data. So I'm going to open up this bad boy. Okay. It's going to open it up. Here's my test data, and we had a group this semester running differences between aerobic and high intensity training, and I just put in random numbers here. So I can run a couple different tests on this. You can run descriptive statistics on it. So what were just the averages and the standard deviations? You should definitely do this. All right. So here are the averages, right? So what? Now I've got a difference between the averages. Okay. I can run distribution plots. These are just graphs that you can copy and paste. So it does it for you, right? Boom. There you go. There's some graphs for you. All right. So that was really easy. You didn't have to make these in Excel. You just boom, boom, you put it in, and there you go. Pretty neat. Now we want to run our actual statistical tests, right? And you're going to click on t-test here, and you're going to do a paired sample t-test. A paired sample t-test, right? So you're going to, because they're pairs, right? They're the exact same person tested twice. They have to go next to one another, right? And so it's running this, it says tests. It's running a student paired sample t-test, so it's already run that for you with a p-value of 0.001, right? And you can run another test, which you definitely should run, the Wilcoxon ranked sign test, and that gives you a p-value of 0.006. Another thing that you can run is descriptives, and you should see that these descriptive statistics are the exact same as above, 13 and 9. So that's kind of a nice little double check. So that will give you some data to go off of, and as usual, you can copy all this, you can plop it into your results section, and you can discuss it. So those are some things. Those are some statistics that you should run on all your data. The t-test and the Wilcoxon ranked sign test are great tests because they can look at your data in two different ways. You'll learn about that later in EXE401 and 402. But for now, those are the tests that you should run, and they're super simple, especially if you're using JASP.